all the House of Rep members that was elected at the influence of Peter Obi during the 2023 general election have now ported to APC. Yes, you heard me right. They are now porting to APC. You see, those guys that never dreamt of testing or perceiving National Assembly are now porting back to APC after they erode on Peter Obi's influence to win elections.
Your colleagues who were going to move to the APC.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me, Sheung. However, it's a mixed reaction from me. I never saw it coming, but I'm not surprised, that it happened. So they didn't tell you, none of them. Are you close to any one of them? And none of them just moved like that without hinting you of, what was coming? No. One is even always behind me. They are all my friends. I know them very well. The situation is different. What I know is the reason for their movement is not exactly what they are talking about. It's all about 2027. They are not too comfortable. They are not too sure of if the election of 2027 is going to be about the same, in 2023, where we had a partial functioning of the IREV, and the results for House of Representatives, for senators, was actually worked fairly well. That's why we were elected anyway, if not, except for the presidential election, it didn't work. Now, after 2023, the developments in Edo State, in Ondo State is frightening, and many of these guys are not too sure that we will have that same sanity, at least near sanity in what happened in 2023. So they are negotiating their ways back to the ruling party. After all, none of them declared into PDP. Why didn't they go into PDP or go to ABGA? That is even strong in the East. They went to APC because APC has established a kind of, presence in the mind of us that the trend of Edo, Ondo will very likely be what will happen in 2027. That is the main reason, why they left. If not, there's none. In the real sense of it, there's none. The Constitution is very clear as to when you leave a party that you were elected, from into office, and you are going to another one. It's very clear. There must be division in that party. In this case, there is none. It's just a mere claim. There is none. The law is clear about it. So, if not that there is a country where presidents are not checked, they're not properly checked. Lawless presidents are not properly checked. People are defected from one party to another, give flimsy excuse, and they succeeded. So why will others not continue? It's an impunity. It's a break. It's a departure of the intendment of the law. For legislators elected into a party, through a party, into office, decide one money that they are no longer interested, then give flimsy excuse, and go. No, they are hiding the truth. The real truth is the fear of 2027. Many of them are beginning to align with the ruling party, believing that the trend of what happened in Edo State and Ondo will repeat itself in 2027, and they will be left out. That is the main reason, nothing else.
So you look at them, there is a lawmaker from Edo State, Esosa Eyawe, Tochukwu Okere from Imo State, Honorable Donatus Matthew from Kaduna, Honorable Basi Akiba from Cross River, and Honorable Doliop from Plateau State. Well, let's look at these lawmakers. You say you know them. You said one of them sits behind you. But in the real sense of it, have they expressed their grievance, or have they spoken to you about their situation as relating to whether or not their status in the party? Has any one of them had a conversation with you in that respect?
All of them. And I've just told you their position. Forget it. I can't come here and tell lies. And they themselves know in their hearts that what I'm saying is the correct thing. They are all uncertain of what will happen in 2027. That is it. Nobody wants to tell you that. Everybody wants to feel that you must return. Once you're elected into office, it has now become your own estate. That if you finish, perhaps you will pass it on to your children. Nobody believes that if you are elected into office, there's a time limit, and when that time comes, if the people want you again, okay. If they don't want you again, they go. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth is what I've told you. Is about 2027. The trend of Edo and Ondo is frightening, to them, and they do not believe that they are strategically positioned, to seek re-election under the umbrella of the Labour, party. That is the main reason. Whatever letters they wrote, we have talked about all these things all the time. There are still many others in the Labour Party. They are still thinking along that line, too. There are many others. So if it happens tomorrow, I won't be surprised. But the issue is about the confidence. The confidence. So
now they are thinking that if they go to the APC, they can seal their coming back to the house. Is that the situation?
Exactly, 100%. That is exactly the whole reason. Everybody's going to APC.
Would you say that a political or the leadership crisis in your party is also something to look into?
Sheung, there is no leadership crisis in the Labour Party. Even when we say this on a social balance, the position of the law is very clear. There's an existing court judgment establishing the Central Working Committee led by Julius Abure as the authentic leadership of the party. There's no other leadership again. There might be grievances. We don't have a problem with grievances of, people who do not feel comfortable about one or two things. But where your grievance, ends is where the law begins. The law knows and has said who the leadership of the Labour Party is. So it's not about those issues at all. Certainly not. If it's about those issues, I can tell you in fact, the larger number of those who just left are serious people who believed, in the leadership of Julius Abure. I can tell you that. So it's not about that.
So you are afraid that more people may leave the Labour Party with the trend that you're saying?
It's not only Labour Party. I'm even expecting the trend from other opposition political party. I'm expecting the trend. Because, like I said, what happened in Edo and Ondo is frightening to the extent that people believe that in 2027, it's going to be business as usual for APC. So they've started thinking of positioning themselves. Somebody left the floor of the house.
But you don't see that as a threat to your own seats. Do you see that as a threat? Or maybe you are also thinking of joining your colleagues out of the Labour Party?
Nothing will ever make me. And I don't see it as a threat, is because I don't believe being elected into office is a do or die, thing. I don't believe there's a special, deal about it. I don't believe it will make me taller than I am today or make me more handsome than I am. I just believe that election is, you do it. If the people says yes, okay. If they say no, you go back to your second address. All this do or die affair that you must stay in office is not in the best interest of Nigeria. But the truth is, the process of electing people into office in Nigeria must be such that you don't need to complain after election, because it's a transparent process. In America, they just finished elections a few weeks ago. You didn't hear people going to court challenging the others, citing non-transmission of result, or result will now be handwritten in replacement of transition. You don't hear all those things. Even in South Africa, elections took place, a short while ago. In some other countries, it's only in Nigeria that the people's vote does not count. It is probably the court or how much you can reach to powerful people that can determine, your victory. That is the problem. And for those who believe they must die with that, are the ones that can decide to mortgage morality, conscience, for goodness sake. Many of us who entered through the Labour Party, we came in begging the Labour Party to give us space. And they did. Morality in the heart. Morality is even one of the core ingredients of a politician. You must be morally strong. How do you now leave the same Labour Party that gave you the umbrella, that gave you all the assistance needed to go into office, and you are not there? You now see the need to jump to another political party.
Honorable Ben. Yeah, interesting. You are a lawyer, and you do know. Let me just quickly get our viewers to get a perspective. So let's go to the main reason for your colleagues leaving your party to the APC. And it borders on Section 68 of the Constitution, which is a premise upon which a lawmaker might decide before the end of his term to leave the party upon which the platform he gets or she gets the ticket of the party. And it comes to the Supreme Court judgment, the Abegunde case versus Ondo State House of Assembly, where the Supreme Court had ruled and established that the only premise upon which you can define a division in the party is not by the local government branch of the party or the state branch of the party or the ward branch of the party. It has to go to the division at the apex level of the party. Now, in all of this, you are saying that the Labour Party is asking that the Speaker should declare their seat vacant. And you are saying that based on Section 68, and the Supreme Court judgment in Abegunde versus Ondo State House of Assembly, that your colleague's decision is not valid. Is that it?
Which colleague? My colleagues who defected to the other party? Hello, Shemun, I didn't hear you properly.
No, I'm saying that based on the premise that I've established on the precedents of court and in the extant law, the Section 68 of the Constitution, okay. That is upon the premise upon which you are saying that the decision of your colleagues is invalid.
Cheung, in a sane society, that matter does not need any debate. They should have just packed their load and leave the assembly. That is the truth. By provision of the law. So what is in the intendment of those who drafted that provision in the law? Is to avoid situations like this. But I tell you, it happens every now and then, and it is allowed in this country. So it's becoming a norm. If not, it is clear. You read it out. If there are no divisions at the national level of the party, you cannot claim for that reason to go to another party, jettisoning the party that elected you into office. It's clear. But because it has happened before, it happened in some states, the crisis are still on. Then a few months ago, somebody left the PDP and went, See, if we tell you the reasons why these people leave, you will laugh. It is not what they say. It is not what they say in their letter that there's a division in their party. Are they the creators of those divisions? It means I can just say today, if I want to leave my party, I can just tell somebody to go and declare at the backyard that is the chairman of Labour Party. And he has an NWC. So for that reason, the press are saying that person. For that reason, I cannot say there's a division of the party. No. Division of the party must be established by the court. By the court, if not anything else, by the court. It is not in the whims and caprices of anybody to postulate a division, or assume a division. The court in Nigeria today, even when there were skirmishes of that a few months back, has said that the Julius Abure-led NWC is the authentic leadership of the party. Is there any other order of court contrary to that effect? If there is, I'm not aware. So I don't believe, that what they did is right in the face of law. In the same society, where discipline, runs. The very moment that announcement was made yesterday, by today, nobody should be sitting on their seats.
Yeah, because we need to go now. We know that similar thing happened under the Femi Gbajabiamila leadership of the House of Reps, where seats are being asked by parties to be declared vacant, but throughout that time, it never did. Do you think under this leadership of the House of Reps, do you think that those seats can ever be declared, or you're going to resort to going to court?
I don't think
is the way forward?
I don't think it will be declared, by the leadership of the House. Is the trend, that has been in place, like that. But we must continue, to challenge, that action, in the eyes of the law. We must continue. Like I said, people just do things in this country and they get away with it. They laugh over it. After all, it's an APC-controlled leadership, and they're all declaring to APC. Why would they tell them to go back? They needed them to come in and boost their party. But we must continue to complain. We must continue.
Honorable Ben Etanebana, who is a member of the House of Representatives from Delta State. Thank you so much indeed.
But I'm confident that APC will show them shaking. You understand? They are now blaming it on 2027 general election. That if they remain in Labour Party, they may not have the capacity, the wherewithal to win re-election on 2027. Hence the need for them to port to the ruling party where they will have political support, political heavyweight that will stand with them to ensure their re-election bid. You understand? Politically, I think this is technically wise, considering the fact that Nigeria has no political ideology. Nigerian politicians just look for platform in the name of party to drive with their demand to contest elections. So it's not like as if they have any particular ideology. Who you run with?